So, database first or code first? Well, in my opinion, that comes back to you and your preferences. Anything you want to do is possible with both code first and database first. There are a number of misconceptions I have heard in the community, especially on Stack Overflow. For example, some developers say database first gives you more control over the database, but this is actually not true at all. With code first, you have full control over the database, even if the kind of change you want to make got nothing to do with your code. Let's say you want to create a trigger or modify the query behind a view, or maybe create or remove a stored procedure. You can do all of this with code first, and I will show you later in the course. I've also heard some people say that code first is good for greenfield projects, and if you have an existing database, you should use database first. Again, this is not right at all because you can reverse engineer your existing database to create a code first model, and then use code first migrations for any subsequent changes afterwards. I will show you all of these techniques later in the course. So, here's the question again: database first or code first? Again, to re-emphasize, you can do anything with either of these workflows. But in my opinion, there are a few advantages to using code first. First, you get full versioning of your database. You can bring your database to any version with running only one command. And this is extremely helpful if you are maintaining different versions of an application. Without code first, you either have to manually take care of versioning or use a tool like Redgate's source control. But that's very expensive. With code first, you get this for free. Another advantage is productivity. It's much faster to write code than use the mouse and a table designer. We are programmers, we are not designers. If you're used to visual designers and wizards and clicking, I highly recommend you to change your approach and start to use your keyboard more if you want to be successful. Because successful programmers use their keyboard, they don't use the mouse often. Anyway, code first helps you get things done more quickly. Of course, there's a bit of learning curve at the beginning, and you may run into a number of problems early on. But trust me, all this will disappear after a while, and you're never going to switch back. I have used code first in many projects and even in production, and I've been very happy with it. The only thing is, where you work, you might have a legacy database deployment tool. And for that reason, you may not be able to use code first, because there are certain steps you need to follow to update the database, and everyone in the team has been doing it for a number of years, and maybe they're too lazy to change their approach. Then you have to use database first. If that's the case, you have no choice. But if you have a chance to change the system and influence your team to adopt code first, that's great. Go for it. Or at least give it a try. Don't just stick to the old ways of doing things because some people say that's a better way. Always try different approaches and see what works for you. So in this course, I'm going to teach you both database first and code first, so you can see the differences, try them yourself, and pick one that works better for you. So in the next section, we'll be looking at details of database first workflow. I hope you enjoyed this section, and thank you for watching.